2008. And then I just took a break. I had done, like, in that time period where I was about to leave the source, I then did Ja Rule's album cover, Blood in My Eye, and some stuff like that. But then I just took a break and I started teaching in Brooklyn and teaching kids. And when I do something, I dive in. So I was teaching kids, I was teaching seniors, I was all over the place, just moving around. But the urge to draw something every month just came back. And then in 2012, I was like, let me just start drawing this again. And then I just started self-syndicating myself to websites, which caught people. Is like, I remember reaching out to all Hip Hop DX. I think Frank won, I forget what it was. And I was reaching out to people and they was like, we want to be able to carry it exclusively. And I'm like, so are you going to be paying me exclusive money? And they was like, so I wound up self-syndicating myself to those couple of sites like I spoke about, and started drawing the last word again for myself in 2012. And the thing is, when I was in a flow, of course, for the source, it was one a month, 12 of the year. When I started doing it in 2012, I would do 2 a month, and just post them on those sites, post them on my fan pages and all that type of stuff. So I probably did from 2012 to like 2016, 2017. I probably did like over 100 that weren't in the source.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Did you you had an exhibition at one point?
I've always had people who reached out and had me have my pieces be a part of their show, and this here and there, and that was even back when I was still doing the source. But yeah, in 2015, I decided, because always people wanted me to do shows, but they wanted me to do it their way, and I decided in 2015 it was going to be my 50th birthday. And I wanted to just do something that was just all about me, my different flavors, whatever. So the title, 50 Shades of Dre. So what I had was, like early pieces, 1 or 2 from when I was a kid, I think 1 or 2 from players, and then just kind of like a variation of all my political stuff, my last word stuff. All of that was featured in the show. It was in the middle of Harlem. It went over good. I was going to do another version of it, probably still can. But then I got caught up in a show that I put together called 17, The Revolution Will Be Visualized. And that was just an angry black man that had just killed Trayvon Martin, and Zimmerman got away with it. And that Saturday night, I was like, yo, I got to do a show. And I was going to sit down and just do 17 pieces. But I calmed myself and I was like, I need to reach out to 16 other brothers, have each person do 1 piece, explain what I was going for. And that show premiered on Trayvon's birthday, I think, in February of 2015. And I resurrected it, and I resurrected it at different places. It's been in Harlem twice. It's been in Times Square. During the pandemic last year, it was hanging in Mount Vernon. It is still on the walls in Mount Vernon Library. I'm probably going to finally be able to go and take it down. But that's still a show that I want to have hanging other places than New York. But since then, I've curated a lot of shows. I've had my work in other people's shows. I've done little smaller shows. I lent my artwork to a museum in California. So I've been doing more of that. And people have more of the opportunity to like see me because, back during the source days, I didn't go to no parties. That wasn't my flavor. I wasn't getting high. I was just doing my work. But now, before the pandemic, we had Black comic conventions. I've been out on a lot of panels at Comic-Con, Hip Hop and Comics. I put together a real classic panel called Hip Hop in 3D, which was at the Schomburg last January. I curated that, and that was with Daoud Annabelli, who did Brother Man, and DMC, and me. So it was Hip Hop in 3D, Dre, Daoud, DMC. So I curated and put that together, and that went over real good. So, but when people wanted to request it, then the world got shut down. So I'm ready and willing once everything comes back, full blast.
Right. For your long-term fans who've been following you since day one, can you tell us what you're currently working on and what we can look forward to in the future?
All right. Let's give a shout out to my badass kids that I teach in Brownsville. I am an 11th grade art teacher. I took it upon because they reached out and they told me they needed a founding art teacher so that these kids could graduate. This was actually in 2017 and they needed art credits. So they brought me in. I created the curriculum. I wrote the lesson plans. That was that first year. And then they brought in another art teacher. Then I became the head of the art department. And, leading those teachers in what they should do, catered my assignments to make the brothers and the sisters appreciative of who they are. We created art that was significant to them. Each month we focus on a different thing. So that's still where I am. It actually be my 5th year with the new school term, should I decide to do it. So that's the main thing. I'm working on a last word book. What is the longest process with that is what I do in some of them is I give the artist, like, let's say like a Fife from Tribe. Thankfully, I was able to actually meet with him before his passing. So meet with him, show him the 4 or 5 different drawings that I drew of them through the years. He picks which one was his favorite. He tells me why. So the book has the sketch, the finished drawing, a response from the artist, and type of thing. So that's been the long process. I'm working on that right now. One of the original art directors from the source, Chris Calloway, is probably going to be putting that all together for me. I'm just trying to do my part. So I'm working on that. And then I have a couple of children's books in mind. Like I said, I did some album covers. I did 3 covers for Marvel in
Wow.
2016. They reached out and commissioned to me because they had that whole hip hop and comics thing
Right.
coming. I was on a panel with the then editor-in-chief, Alonzo, and I'm like, yo, y'all need to have me do a cover. So he's like, yeah, we do. So he reached out to me and actually wound up doing 3 covers. And as I told you as a kid, Luke Cage was one of my favorite characters and Power Man. So the thing is, they reach out to me without me requesting, and I did a cover for Iron Fist, did a cover for Power Man, I did an X-Man cover, which is probably one of the top sellers, but not because of my art. I'm not that cocky. One of the artists did some foul shit inside, and the issue was banned,
Ah,
so that took the price up. And I guess the next best thing will be I'll be diving into this whole NFT world next month. All my plans for that. So be on the lookout. You'll be, anything I do will be making sense. Because I've seen people just throwing artwork out there just cause, trying to make
right.
dough. That shit will be make sense. It'll be for a reason, and it'll be historical because it will make sense in the way that we plan to do it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Andre, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank you for being a part of 16 years of my life. I have every issue. So
In damn good condition, too. I see that.
absolutely. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how to keep up with everything you're doing on social media wise? What do you got going on? And I know I purchased some stickers from you. Can you throw out your website as well?
Okay. Well, my website is being redone, but it will be AndreLeroyDavis.com. Right now, you can find more than a couple of things on my Etsy shop, which is for hip hop heads. So you just search for that and you'll find that. I am out here on Instagram under AL Dre Day, but I am also now out here on Instagram under Andre Leroy Davis as well, because AL Dre Day was my personal one I did a couple years ago, and then I just started putting art on there. And Andre Leroy Davis now will just more or less have art and more or less whatever the hell I want. I am on Facebook as well. I have the art of Andre Leroy Davis, aka AL Dre. I have the original last page of the source out there too. And like I always like to do. I always like to surprise people with what I am going to do. You know, the Marvel covers were unexpected to me and for others. I did a couple years back. I did some baseball cards, some basketball cards, and some football cards for Tops, and they were inserts.
Mm.
So they were inserted in different packs. I still get surprised every now and then when I go on eBay and see one of them going for like 200 or more. I'm like, all right. So my stuff is out there. You don't never really ever see my signature. You see my image, the logo, which some people thought was a mouse, but it was actually me back in the day with the shades, the mustache, the toothpick, the locks coming out of the baseball cap. So I've been signing that since college days. So not going anywhere. If anything, my artwork is only getting better and tighter because I actually appreciate it even more.
Right.
So you can find me. I'm out there. I am approachable. Just don't be no knucklehead when approaching, and I am good. Yeah.
Right. Like I said, thank you for everything you've done for the culture. When you get done with that book, be sure to bring it by and we can do this all over again.
Yes.
Thank you once again. This has been episode 128. That's the legendary Andre Leroy Davis. I'm the
Good to
journalist
see you, Pete.
Sin-seer. Thank you so much, Andre.
Good to meet you, my brother. You be
You
safe.
too. We'll see you soon.
No doubt, man. Peace.
Peace.